Hello friends, in today's lecture we are going to discuss about vertebral column of the reptiles, right? In last class we discussed about vertebral column of the amphibians, right? So in this class we are going to discuss about vertebral column of the reptiles. Okay, so in case of reptiles, the vertebral column of the reptiles is consist of about 83 to 85 vertebrae. Okay, so in the vertebral column of the vertebra we will found from 83 to 85 vertebrae, and the vertebral column is divided into mainly four regions. Okay, so vertebral column is divided into mainly four regions. So first region is that cervical vertebra. So first one is the cervical vertebra, and second one is the thoracolumbar vertebra, and third one is the sacral vertebra, and fourth one is the caudal vertebra. Okay, so the mainly reptiles vertebral column consists of 83 to 85 vertebra. Okay, so those vertebra can be divided into mainly four regions. So first one is the cervical vertebra, which contain 8 vertebrae in the column, right? And second one is the thoracolumbar vertebra, which contain 22 vertebrae in the column, right? And third one is the sacral vertebrae, which contain only 2 vertebrae in the column. Okay, and last one is the caudal vertebra, which contains 51 to 53 vertebrae in the vertebral column. Okay, so first we will go with cervical vertebra. Right, first one, this is the cervical vertebra. Cervical vertebra, that is, start from 4 to 6 cervical vertebrae aligned. Means when we start from the first cervical vertebra, okay, first vertebral column, the vertebral column bone number start from 4 to 6 cervical vertebra. They are alike, means they are not same, and are called as typical cervicals. Okay, so those vertebrae which starts from 4 to 6 are different, they are alike, and those vertebrae are called as the typical cervicals. Okay, and others are modified. Apart from these 4 to 6, and others are get modified. Okay, so first one is the typical cervical vertebra. The first point is that it is more or less ring-like structure. It is not exactly ring, it is more or less ring-like structure, and the cavity of the ring, okay, the cavity of the ring is called as neural canal. Okay, so the typical cervical vertebra, it is not exactly ring-like structure. Okay, it is somewhere more or less ring-like structure, and it contains one cavity. That cavity is the neural canal. Okay, the floor of the neural canal is quite thick, means relatively thick, and called as the center, right? So the floor of the neural canal is somewhat relatively or quietly thick. That thick condition, that thick structure is nothing but the centrum. Okay, if you see the centrum have concavity at front. At front side it have concavity, and behind it have convexity, right? So front it have concavity and behind it have convexity. So that type of centrum is called as the procoelous centrum. Okay, and next point is that the side and roof of the neural canal. So whatever the side, whatever the roof of the neural canal are relatively thin. Okay, relatively thin, and constitute the neural arch, right? So this thin portion will constitute the neural arch. The sides and roof of the neural canal is very thin, and that will constitute the neural arch. See here the structure, this is the neural arch. This is the typical cervical vertebra. This is the typical cervical vertebra, right? So the sides and floor of the neural canal is relatively thin to form a neural arch. Dorsally it bears a prominent ridge. That ridge is nothing but the neural spine. Okay, see the structure. This is the neural spine. Okay, dorsally it has the ridge-like structure. Okay, so this one is the ridge-like structure. So this ridge-like structure is nothing but the neural spine. Okay, and next point, anteriorly and posteriorly it bears short paired processes for articulation with the adjacent vertebra. Okay, so if you see the typical cervical vertebra, anteriorly and posteriorly, means front anteriorly and posteriorly, it bears some paired processes. Those processes will help in the articulation with the adjacent vertebra. Okay, so these processes are called as the zygapophysis, right? So anterior posteriorly they have some process-like structure. Those processes will help in the articulation with the adjacent vertebra. Those processes are nothing but zygapophysis. Okay, and next point is that the anterior and posterior zygapophysis are distinguished as pre-zygapophysis and post-zygapophysis. See the structure. This is the pre-zygapophysis and this is the post-zygapophysis. The anterior and posterior region of this vertebra have some processes like structure. Those processes will help in the articulation with the another or adjacent vertebra, right? So those processes are nothing but one is the pre-zygapophysis and second one is the post-zygapophysis, right? Next one is first cervical vertebra. Okay, so cervical means neck region, right? Cervical is nothing but the neck region. So the vertebral column or the vertebra which is present at the neck region, that is nothing but the cervical vertebra. In that, in the typical cervical vertebra, we have again first cervical vertebra and second cervical vertebra and third cervical vertebra, right? So in first cervical vertebra, the first cervical vertebra is called as atlas, right? So the first cervical vertebra is the atlas. It is more ring-like than others, so it is completely or more ring-like as compared to the other vertebra, and it lacks the center. This atlas lacks the center. Okay, this is the structure of the atlas, right? So this is the dorsolateral piece, and this is spinal canal, and these are the transverse ligament, odontite canal, and ventral pieces. So this atlas vertebra is the one vertebra which articulates with the bones of the skull or skull bones. That's why it is called as the atlas. Okay. And second point is that this vertebra consists of three pieces, right? So the whole vertebra, it consists of three pieces. First one which unites together mid-ventrally. So these three pieces will unite together mid-ventrally. So it consists of three pieces. Both three pieces will unite mid-dorsal line. Okay, sorry, mid-dorsal line. And next point is that the transverse ligament called as ligamentum transversum, right? So in case of atlas, the transverse ligaments are present. Those ligaments are called as ligamentum transversum. Stretches between the two dorsolateral pieces. These transverse ligaments are which stretches between the two dorsolateral pieces. Okay, dividing the neural canal into two parts. This ligamental transversum which stretches between the dorsolateral pieces, that will divide the neural canal into two parts. The upper is spinal canal. Among the two parts, the upper part will be the spinal canal for the spinal cord, that will form the spinal canal for the spinal cord, and lower is odontite canal for odontite process of the axis, right? So this is, see the structure here. This is the odontite canal which is for the odontal axis, and another one is the spinal canal which is for the, this is the spinal canal for the spinal cord. Okay. And next one is the second cervical vertebra. In case of second cervical vertebra, the second cervical vertebra is termed as epistrophes, right? So first cervical vertebra is called as atlas, and second cervical vertebra is called as epistrophes. It has the anterior end of its center. It contains center, but in case of first cervical vertebra, center is not present. But in case of second cervical vertebra, it has the center. A broad odontite process which represents the centrum of the atlas and fits into the odontite canal of the atlas. Okay, so this centrum is somewhat broad and broad odontite process which represent the centrum of the atlas. Sorry, this first cervical vertebra also have the centrum. So this centrum for the centrum of the second cervical vertebra, which forms the broad odontite process which represent the centrum of the atlas. So this one represent the centrum of the atlas. Okay, and articulate centrum of the atlas and feeds into the odontoid canal of the atlas. So this process or this centrum is articulates or fixes with the odontoid canal of the atlas. Okay, and next one is third cervical vertebra. In case of third cervical vertebra, it should be same. It is like the rest of the cervical vertebra. This lacks the capitular facet. There is lack of the capitular facets, and otherwise remaining all parts should be same as the typical cervical vertebra. Okay, and this regards the typical cervical vertebra, which are again divided into three parts. One is first cervical vertebra, and second one is the second cervical vertebra, and third one is the third cervical vertebra. The next one is the thoracolumbar vertebra. Okay, so this is the thoracolumbar vertebra. In this thoracolumbar vertebra, it occurs in thoracic as well as abdomen region. Okay, as the name indicating, thoraco means thoracic, lumbar means abdomen. So this vertebra will occur at the thoracic and lumbar region of the body. That's what is called as thoracolumbar vertebra. They resemble typical cervical vertebra. This thoracolumbar vertebra will resemble that of typical cervical vertebra, except that all they are comparatively stout. Okay, so this thoracolumbar vertebra will have same resemblance of the typical cervical vertebra, and except that they are the comparatively stout structures. Okay, so this is the structure of the thoracolumbar vertebra, which consists of both post-zygapophysis and pre-zygapophysis, right? And apart from these post and pre-zygapophysis, they also contains the neural canal where the neural cord will be passes, right? This is the centrum. This is the concavity of the front side of the concavity of the centrum, and this is the convexity of the centrum. Means it has the procoelous centrum. And third one is the sacral vertebra. So in case of sacral vertebra, both sacral vertebra are firmly united. So whatever the sacral vertebra are present, though they are firmly united, means they are firmly fused. Okay, they have relatively small neural spine. The neural spine present in sacral vertebra are small neural spine. They have the small neural spine, as well as a pair of stout transfer process. Even transfer process also present, which extend horizontally outwards from the sides of the centrum. Okay, so here the sacral vertebra are firmly united. Okay, and they have relatively small neural spine. This is the sacral vertebra, right? They have this small neural arch, and they have this small neural spine, right? This one here, and they have the transfer processes. This is the pre-zygapophysis, and this is the post-zygapophysis, and they have the articular surface, which articulates with the another vertebrae. Okay, and the transfer process of the anterior sacral vertebra are broader. Okay, so whatever the process, the transfer process which are present at the anterior portion of the sacral vertebra they are broad, as well as distally provide articulation to the ilia of the pelvic girdle. So these transfer process which are present dorsally. Okay, so the transfer process, which is present anterior sacral vertebra they are broad, as well as distally provide the articulation for the ilia of the pelvic girdle. Okay, they have procoelous centrum. Okay, same. This is also have the procoelous centrum, right? And upwardly directed pre-zygapophysis and downwardly directed post-zygapophysis. Okay, so the centrum of this vertebra is procoelous. It has the concavity as well as convexity, right? It has both transfer process, that is pre-zygapophysis and post-zygapophysis, as like the other vertebrae. Okay, and last one is the caudal vertebrae. Caudal means tail region, right? So it is the tail region. The vertebrae present in the tail region is nothing but the caudal vertebrae. So in case of caudal vertebrae, the caudal vertebrae progressively become smaller towards the posterior end. Okay, so this caudal vertebrae will become very smaller towards the posterior end. Anterior caudal vertebrae have relatively long centrum. Okay, the centrum of this caudal vertebrae. Okay, the centrum of this caudal vertebrae is long, relatively long as compared to the other sacral vertebrae. Okay, this bone also consists of slender transfer process. So transfer process in this case is very slender, right? And long, narrow neural spine. Even neural spines are also present, right? So this is the neural spine, which is small and narrow. This is narrow neural spine, right? And a Y-shaped chevron bone. Okay, a special bone or bone. This one is the Y-shaped. This is the Y-shaped chevron bone. Okay, and next point is that the space between chevron and centrum. This one. Okay, this is. The space between chevron and centrum is called as hemal canal. So this one will be the hemal canal, right? So the space present between the centrum and chevron bone is nothing called as the hemal canal. Okay, this hemal canal, the centrum is procellus. Same, centrum is procellus means it have concavity and convexity. The pre-zygapophysis and post-zygapophysis also present. As like other vertebrae, this caudal vertebrae also have the pre-zygapophysis and post-zygapophysis. The main peculiar character of this is it have a bone called as chevron bone, and it have a canal that is nothing but the hemal canal. Okay, and in this sacral vertebrae, the peculiarity is that this transfer process will help in articulation with the ilia of the pelvic girdle. Okay, so this regards the vertebral column of the reptiles, right? How they are get arranged and what are the types of the and what are the different parts of the vertebral column that will be explained. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Thank you.